What's up, math scholars and math haters? This is Mr. W. Today we're going to tackle question 18 in the 7th grade math questions that North Carolina released this past school year. The question tells us that Craig earns the same amount of money each month. His telephone bill is 1/20th of his monthly earnings, and he pays a total of $720 each year for his telephone service. And we're trying to figure out how much Craig earns each month. So in order to do a question like this and do it well, you need to know about number tables and proportions. We'll end up using those. We'll have to multiply fractions by whole numbers, and fair warning, there will be some dividing in at least one of the methods to do this question. And the reason I say methods is because there's actually two. So I will go ahead and let's see. The first way that I'm going to go ahead and do this question is that I will use this amount to figure out how much Craig is paying per month, and then figure out what 1/20th of his earnings would be. Oh, and also we'll need fact families and equations. My goodness, this question tests us on a lot of stuff. So be warned, North Carolina loves to throw questions in there that test you on 4, 5, 6, 7 skills at once. It's kind of crazy, and questions like this take a long time. But anyway, the first way we're going to do this is that we're going to say if he pays $720 each year, how much is he paying per month? And I'm going to remind myself, and we'll need this for the other method too, that a year is 12 months. So I'll go ahead and set up a number table. For the amount that Craig pays over certain amounts of time. And so to start with, if he is paying $720 in 12 months, also known as 1 year, so this makes sense with the way the problem is written, we're trying to figure out how much he pays in 1 month. Let me scoot this over so we can see all of that. All right, for a number table problem like this, our biggest goal is to find some way that we can go right to left or top to bottom and multiply or divide. Easiest pattern I can see is to divide by 12 and then divide by 12, because 12 divided by 12 is going to give us 1. 720 divided by 12 is giving us 60. So now that means that Craig is paying $60 every month for his phone bill. And so now we can go ahead and bring in this other part of the problem, where it says that his telephone bill is 1/20th of his monthly earnings. And whenever I see of next to a fraction, that's going to tell me right off the bat that I'm going to multiply. And specifically, in order to take this information and translate it into a number sentence, since it's 1/20th of his monthly earnings, (1/20th of monthly earnings is going to translate to 1/20th times monthly, and I know that that equals how much he's paying for his phone. And now I'm going to fill in some of the information I have and bring this all down here. I know that he's paying 60 for his phone, and that equals 1/20th times his monthly earnings. I can use fact families or equations or whatever to say that if 60 equals 1/20th times how much he's earning every month, then I know that 60 divided by 1/20th equals how much he's earning every month. So this kind of goes with the fact that multiplying and dividing are opposites. All right, so at this point, I will put this in a fraction form. And now I have a dividing fractions problem. And those of you who are thinking, wait, Mr. W, I know a shortcut. Yes, you do. Just let me get through how we can actually get there in case there's someone who doesn't quite know what to do with this. All right, let me scoot this back so we can see. 60 over 1, or 60 wholes, divided by 1/20th. I'm going to see this, and I'm going to keep, change, flip. 60 ones, or 60 wholes, I'm going to keep the same. So that is going to stay as 60 over 1. I'm going to change dividing to multiplying, so this becomes times, and I'm going to flip 1/20th, and it's going to become 20 ones or 20 wholes. So this is what we're looking at now. 60 ones or 60 holes times 20 ones or 20 holes. And now all I have to do is go ahead and multiply. For my numerators, 60 times 20, you can do this using a calculator or in your head or using some times table tricks or however you want to do it. You will get 1,200. 1 times 1 will give us a denominator of 1, and I'm writing that really tiny because we don't really need a denominator if it's 1. It just gets us 1,200. So this number represents how much Craig earns per month. Now I want to very quickly go over this the other way, because the other way is where we kind of do the same steps in a different order. We figure out how much he's earning per year, and then use a similar number table to figure out how much he's earning per month. So let's take our 720, and I'll cross this out for now, and we'll use the same formula. How much he's paying for his phone equals 1/20th times his earnings. So I would set that up with the new method as 720 equals 1/20th times his earnings, which for the year, which we don't know yet. Turn this into 720 ones or 720 wholes. Use fact families to say that 720 wholes divided by 1/20th, or if we use keep change flip, we'll get 720 ones times 20 ones equals his yearly earnings. I don't know why I wrote that as an 8. We use 720 times 20 to get 14,400. We know that's how much he earned per year, and now we're going to use our dividing by 12 trick to figure out how much he's making per month, and I'll do this to the left. It's actually, if you do this in your calculator, going to get us the same answer, $1,200. So using either method, we actually end up doing a lot of the same calculations, and we get the same answer of 1,200. So whatever your instincts are on a problem like this, if you think, okay, I should turn this into how much he's paying for his phone bill per month, and then figure out how much he's making, or I should turn this into how much he's making per year and use that to figure out how much he's making per month. Either way, you end up getting the same answer of 1,200, and our last step is just to put this in our gridded response boxes. So 1, 2, 0, 0. Every digit in our answer gets one box, and I need to find my 1 box under my 1 and bubble it, my 2 box under my 2, and then my 0 bubbles under my zeros. I think I said 2 box here, but it's the bubbles under the box, always. That's how you'll see it if you take the paper test, and that's why I go over these at the very end of each question.